Greetings Internet, this is VMflame Incorporated with a new tech video episode about Dashboard. So Dashboard was killed by Apple in macOS 10.15. Well, let's talk a bit about this version called Catalina. Well, Apple introduced a lot of new features. So Apple Music was put instead of iTunes, Apple TV, podcasts, Apple Arcade, they're best focused on your photos, reminders, Safari. Also, you can see there are plenty of useful features like screen time. Well, actually macOS Catalina was quite a great system, and it is. I actually run it on my older MacBook Pro. Finally I did it. But it has some other things. Apple killed the dashboard. The dashboard lived all the 13 years. We'll get back to this guy a bit later. Now let's talk about the Catalina feature, because anyway Catalina just brought some fun back to macOS. Because some features which Apple has introduced in macOS Catalina were earlier in macOS software, not macOS 10. Because Apple just had more color accents in macOS 9, 8 and 7. But then Apple removed it with macOS 10. Well, Catalina introduced something like SideCar. So now your iPad can be like an external mirror display for your Mac. Actually, to use this feature, you need to have one of these Macs and iPads. Well, now it's time just to check some other features not announced officially. Well, actually the greatest feature that you now cannot just mirror yourself about UI appearance changing. So it changes for you automatically. Well, the next great feature is that you can just sync and backup your device not only from Apple Music. Now, it earlier was called iTunes, but now it's called Apple Music. You can still just sync and backup it from Finder. Well, also, the System Preferences window has updated a bit. Yes, that's me in the camera. Regarding of some other features, Apple just added some new apps, something like Home, Voice Memos, and Stocks. And the greatest feature that Apple finally just simplified this great feature like putting two apps into one full screen space. Well, Apple added still some extremely great apps. So we all still see an old design, but it's still Catalina. And actually, we just compared it with Big Sur, and actually there's not big difference in the features. Well, actually, we had some new button controls, because earlier macOS Mojave, they were a bit old. But well, let's get back to this guy, Dashboard. Well, I have mentioned that it was born in 2006, and has died in 2019. Well, to understand what Dashboard is, we need to go deep into the history. Steve Jobs introduced Dashboard for easier interfacing between the user, end user, and the software. So we should show the user everything regarding what the icon to show him a weather, a ticket, to show him his contact book, and even display music. And it was called Dashboard. Well, to understand what it is, we need to dive in to 2006. Well, now it's 2006. And let's just refresh what we have. We have macOS 10 Tiger. Now Apple just makes a transition from PowerPC to Intel Core. Apple reveals iWork and Rosetta. Actually, Rosetta appeared way earlier than most of people think, because Rosetta's task was to bring all the apps available for both processors. That's why the current Rosetta version is called Rosetta 2, because in Rosetta 1, the system needed to bring the best performance of each application type, both PowerPC and Intel to end user, as well as Rosetta 2 brings the Intel and Apple Silicon apps to end user. So it doesn't matter whether he's sitting from an Intel-based Mac or an M1-based Mac. Well, so Steve just thought, wouldn't it be great to put something like Dashboard? Actually, some people who had a developer preview of macOS 10 Tiger, current version by that time, actually have seen this icon, but it wasn't working. Well, Dashboard is a great space for placing your widgets. Well, this is something like notification bar does now. Well, this space was called, how I mentioned earlier, Dashboard. Well, how I said earlier again, it appeared in 2006 with SideCar and was killed in 2019 with Catalina. Well, Dashboard has went through a long life. Actually, it had some improvements, because in Leopard, Apple just put a calculator in it. In Snow Leopard, Apple just introduced a graphical translation. Well, Dashboard also went through Line, Manline, Matrix. Then Apple updated the design of Dashboard, El Capitan, Sierra, High Sierra, and Mojave. But what happened with Catalina? Why did Apple kill it? Well, here we need to dive in another story. There is a little known fact that in Catalina, Apple stopped supporting 32-bit applications. Well, in this case, all applications like iWork, iLife apps, and Dashboard as well, and some other more applications, will stop working. Surely if the developer hasn't optimized them. If the developer has done it, well, it will be working. So what happens with the Dashboard? Well, Dashboard, actually, speaking of which, Dashboard is an analyst to the space in a system. Well, to explain in deep, we need to go to one crazy app called Mission Control. Well, as far as we know, the Mac desktop, the philosophy of Mac works by spaces. Actually, this thing was introduced in macOS Line. And Dashboard has its unified space. As far as we know now, so Apple just stopped supporting it. So this app became unsupported. But on some devices or developer preview, it was just displayed like an existing app. But there was still a Dashboard space. Well, when Apple released the first public beta, it was dropped out. And no Dashboard was available there. And now, even if you are trying to put Dashboard into your system by copying a copy of a Dashboard from an older system and bring it to a newer one, you won't succeed, because Dashboard is an analyst to the space in Mission Control. Well, this is why Apple just has killed it. And now, well, we all are very angry. Why just Apple does that? Well, we all know that there is some customer support from the company itself, but there is just, how to say, one more thing. We have not only end user, we have developer and manufacturer. In this case, this is Apple. And how Apple wants, they'll do this way. Yes, surely they can just change something, but it'll be extremely hard. So with Catalina, it will be way more harder, because Catalina is not yet the current operating system for the moment of 2021. Well, let's not be so sad. VMflame will do everything for you. So that's why, just don't forget to follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and get colorful at this rainbow. Thank you for watching. See you next time. That was Peter Grigorian in front of the microphone. See you. Bye.